In this video, I'm gonna show you how to get really great quality live streams to Facebook, to YouTube, or other platforms using your camcorder or any other kind of camera that has a video output, and do so on a very low budget and very simply, where you don't have to have any prior knowledge and it just works and it doesn't break the bank. Before that, I want to let you know that this video is sponsored by Squarespace. I've been recommending them for over 5 years now and personally using them as well. And that is because just like this live streaming setup, it just works, it is very affordable, and it looks fantastic. All you have to do is choose from one of their great looking templates that are cross-platform compatible, and then you just have little blocks that you customize of text and images, and that is all. So whether you want to make a website for your small business, maybe a blog or portfolio, e-commerce, or anything else, use the link below to go to squarespace.com and you can start a free 2-week, no credit card required trial. And then after that, if you're ready to blast off, you can use our coupon code or just use the link below to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Now, the reason that I'm making this video is because I recently saw my old video, which is about 2 years old, start blowing up and getting a ton of views. And that makes sense why. There's a lot of people right now that want to live stream churches, different people from home, businesses, all that, and they want to get set up. Now, the problem is that video, even though it was a great video, it has a ton of detail. It's using much more expensive, much more complicated software and hardware. And there's just better, easier ways to do it, especially if you're not into cameras. And I also had a bunch of people reach out to me asking how to do this, so I'm trying to give one-on-one help. I figured I would just make a video for you guys. Now, since that video, I've switched over to using this little box right here. This is a Pengo HDMI grabber. Now, the difference between a lot of other ones out there and this one is that when you plug your camera to this HDMI grabber into the input, it actually shows up as a webcam. You don't have to download software, you don't have to download drivers, you don't have to do configurations and tweak settings to try to get it to work. It just works out of the box, and that is amazing. Now, the other great thing about this is that there is an audio input as well. So if you want to connect, say, an audio mixer, the feed coming out of that, or a wireless microphone, or really any other microphone, you can do that here and it'll automatically sync that to the video. Now, as far as cameras, you can use almost any camera from the last few years. What you really want to have is clean output, and I'll explain how to do that so you don't get all the information showing up on your live stream. I have this bigger one right here. If it looks a little scary, it's not, but that's what I'm going to show you. But you can really use anything. Now, as far as your audio, what I would recommend, if you don't have any microphones or anything at all, is going with something like this if you have a single subject. This is a wireless microphone kit. You just turn it on, it automatically pairs wirelessly, and then this end can plug into your camera. So we'll just pop it on and then plug it in, and then the feed will go through the HDMI automatically. So that is one option. Or you can, if you have multiple cameras, which I'll also talk about, you can just plug it in here and you're all set. Now, it's relatively cheap in general, but it might be out of your budget. So if you don't want to go this route, there's a couple of other options. If you're closer to your actual capture device, you could just buy a wired lav mic like this, and then you can just put it on just like I have right now and plug it in. That is much less expensive. I'll link to one that's about $30, and in general I have links with alternatives as well because some of this stuff is selling out in the video description. So I have this laptop here that I have not used before, and this little capture card, it doesn't need any extra power. So all I'm going to do is plug it in like that. Let's route it through, connect it to your Mac or your PC. And then you're going to grab your HDMI cable. So I'm going to plug it in like that. I'm going to turn my camera on and then plug this end to the input right here. All right, we're connected. We have this little light that turned on right here. Just so you guys see, I didn't install any software. I'm going to open up my QuickTime player and hit File and New Movie Recording just to have access to my webcams. And then right over here next to the record button, I'm going to click, and we see right there, Pengo HDMI grabber showed up as number 2. So I'm going to select that. And there we have it. Here is the feed from my camera. It's darker because I didn't change any of the settings on the camera itself. So just like that, without any tweaks or any changes, we are good to go. Now, one thing that may happen to you when you first connect your camera to the capture device is you might see all of your little information that's on the back of your camera's display also showing up, such as the recording, maybe the battery indicator, stuff like that. So what you want to do is go into your camera, go into your settings, and then look for the HDMI setting or an output setting, and then find something that's labeled clean output or status text or displays, and then you want to toggle that off or on, whatever it's preset to. And then that's what will be able to, get you to turn off all of these little things that show up on the screen, because of course you don't want your viewers, whoever's watching your live stream, to see all of that stuff. So we got that connected. You also say you have your wireless microphone connected to the Pengo or to your camera. How do we actually live stream? I'm going to start with Facebook here. So right next to where it says create post, we have these three little dots. I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to hit on live video. And right out of the gate, if we look at the bottom right-hand side, you'll see that we're already getting a feed from our camera without doing anything, without any extra software. Now I'm going to go above here where it says setup. So defaulted to the Pengo, but the microphone defaulted to my MacBook Pro's microphone. All I have to do is select Pengo, and you do that whether you're connecting something to the front of it or to the actual camera itself. Bam, we're connected. And then on the left-hand side, you can select your settings, select your title, do all that, and just hit go live. And you're set, and you're live streaming with high-quality video and high-quality audio, way better than a smartphone. What if you want to live stream to YouTube? So I have YouTube open right here, and then on the top right, we have this little camera with the little plus logo. Click on that, and then select go live. We're going to select webcam on the left-hand side. And just like that, you will see in the background, it's kind of darker, but that's the feed from my camera here. So now you just put in your title, change your options, and then you can go into the more options down here. And then at the bottom, it selected Pengo for video automatically, but it also defaulted to my MacBook Pro's mic. We want to select our Pengo, and you can change a couple other options if you want to, or just hit stream now at the bottom right over there. And you're going to start streaming. It's going to give you a link, and then you can copy that link. You can share it with your friends, with your family, on Facebook, anywhere else with social media. So just like that, you guys see how easy it was to get this camera connected on this machine that I've never used before. And it doesn't matter if it's Windows or Mac. Plug it in, and you're up and running. Now, what about if you wanted to have a couple different cameras connected? Well, typically this is where stuff gets very difficult. You need a much more expensive and more complicated hardware, but there is an easy solution. You can buy an HDMI splitter, and here's one that's roughly 30 bucks with a wireless remote. And then you take your multiple cameras, plug it into that splitter, and you can even plug in, you say, a laptop or a computer, and plug it into there, and then you can actually output, say, slides, lyrics, whatever you're doing to that. And then with that remote, you can just flick back and forth and change the camera angle that's going to your actual Pengo. And if you do that, you do want to make sure that you connect a microphone to here. That way you're not switching your audio source as you're switching cameras. Everything is going directly to the Pengo. And that's one way that you can swap your different options. And then of course, if you guys are doing a setup like this, you want some lights, you want to make it look nicer, I'll leave some kind of options that are inexpensive and a little bit more expensive down in the video description. So there you go, guys. That is the cheapest, easiest way to live stream with high quality video and audio. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them for you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it. I know a lot of people are looking for information like this right now, so it can definitely be helpful. And go and check out Squarespace if you've been thinking about upgrading your old website, or if you need a website. You can sign up for a trial with no credit card, and they are amazing. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Max, and I'll see you in the next video.